brothers and sisters in humanity. How you guys doing, alright? Anyway, come back again. Let's listen a bit to this guy. Prophet.
وفي السلم كافة ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عليكم بسنتي وسنة الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين من بعدي أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Respected brothers and sisters, it is a privilege for me to serve the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the best of my ability, and I have been invited to address a very important topic today. The topic is Hadith rejection. Why, where and who?
I'll tell you, I'll stop him there because I'm going to tell him why. From his own hadiths, alright? That's why I reject all this crap. You understand that? This is another hadith I should be following, alright? So, this is in the Bukhari, alright? A Bukhari and Muslim, yeah? Sahih, yeah? Because that's what you believe in. Sahih, alright? I don't believe any of them, to be honest, but alright, let's just go and see why I reject hadith. Why? I just give you a reason why I reject hadith, right? Because I will not believe in this crap. No way, right? Listen, this hadith, right? And Abi Salma, قال. Obviously there is from. The last one is, the first one is Abi Salma. And Abi Salma قال دخلت أنا وأخو عائشة على عائشة فسألها أخوها عن غسل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I have to say this, otherwise I don't like the Prophet. فدعت بإناء نحو من صاع فاغتسلت وأفاضت على رأسها وبيننا وبينها حجاب. Okay? So, these two people, right? Aisha doesn't have a brother, right? And then what they tell you, okay? So, let's say you breastfed from, let's say someone, a stranger to you, right? And breastfed from the same woman. Then you become brother in breastfeeding. That's what they say all the time, because Aisha has a lot of brothers and a lot of sons, a lot of her sisters had a lot of brothers and her sisters. So these people, that because they breastfed from the same mother, even if you're not related, I don't know, it happens a lot in this Sunnah thing, right? In this Sunnah hadith, you see it a lot. In real life, you hardly see it. Yeah, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but in the hadith, it just happens more than normal. It's like Aisha, right? She got married, right, when she was 9. Yeah, apparently to them, yeah, to the hadith, right? She was 9, and she breastfed a lot of people. She breastfed like the whole town, I think, sometimes, because every time you bring someone, she breastfed them. I don't know what this woman was doing, looking after her staff or breastfeeding other people's kids. But it doesn't matter here. That's not our problem, right? So these two guys, right, they have no relation with her. No relation whatsoever. Breastfeeding, right, does not mean she's your brother or relation or anything in real life, right? So, it doesn't matter. Let's just say, okay, let's say this old people, they're very old, right? Even her brother, let's say her brother, right? And the other one came in on her, right? Came into her place. She was sitting in her place, and then they asked her, "How does the Prophet wash? You know, after janaba, which is you know, when you have intercourse, right? After that, you have to do this janaba, right? God only said wash, right? And in a human being, he will just wash all his body, right? All parts. That's what you do, innit? Because you sweat and all that. That's, you know, you don't want to put your clothes on and go. If you want to do that, you're filthy. Because any normal person will just wash after that, you know? Any normal person, decent human being. Right? I don't need the hadith to tell me how. But to the Sunnis, it always has to be details, right? They're not satisfied until there is details. You have to give them every single details. Just like the Jews, one God asked them to slaughter the cow. About 200 million questions. And almost they didn't do it. They didn't slaughter, almost didn't slaughter the cow. So they wanted details, really details, right? And this lot are the same. So when God said wash, it wasn't enough for them. So you need details. How do I wash? I don't know how do you wash. You're an idiot if you don't know how you wash. You're an idiot. You're absolutely an idiot, right? But you're looking for how. Because this is how. Salat is how do you pray. They always ask you how. Everything's about how, right? Because they like the same. They don't want to slaughter the cow, basically. All right, these two people, I don't care what they say. I don't care what they think. Right? These two people, right, old people, came into her house and asked her, how does the Prophet wash? It's like the Prophet is always in the masjid, right? They can just go and ask him. Why asking a woman, right, how a man washes? You go and ask the man. I don't know if this lot embarrassed or to ask the Prophet. I don't know why do you go and ask a woman, right? And they just come into her house. She was just sitting there. So it's like the Prophet's house or home, like it's open and everyone can go in there. Because their stories is all, there are always people going in there. The Sunna, right? The Sunna, the Hadiths, right? Always people going inside the Prophet's house. While he had the masjid. While he had the masjid, people come to his house. It doesn't matter here. That's not my my subject. The problem with this hadith, Mr. What's his name? I don't know what's his name. Anyway, the problem with this hadith, this grown-ass man went into her house and asking her how to wash, how the Prophet washed. So what she's done, she's got a bucket of water and then she showed him how he does it. And he said at the end, there's between us and her a barrier. I'm not going to go into that a lot because I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to let one of your best clerics known for explaining the hadiths to you, yeah? His name is Al-Qadi Ayyad. I'm not saying that. Your cleric, you're the one you're always talking about, yeah? Al-Qadi Ayyad, you're always talking about him, yeah? Said that. He actually said that. And go and do your research if you don't believe me. He said, people that saying that they didn't see her body at all. He said, how can she show them how do you do wash from janaba behind hijab? That means a barrier. So how are they going to see how she performs it? Do you understand? How do they see how she performs that wash while she was behind a barrier? So what's the point of the whole thing for her bringing anything to show them? Because if it was behind a barrier, they won't see. So what's the point of that? And he said, at least they must have seen her upper body. I mean, from your belly button upwards. So her breasts and everything, right? So the wife of the Prophet, and I'll come to you, what God said to them in the Quran, right? The verses about the wives of the Prophet Mohamed, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just in case they get pissed off, how he spoke to them, how what God told them, and you see the difference. You see the difference between the Quran and the Sunnah, because they're always talking about his wives. So this Qadi Iyad said they must have seen all her upper body. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the only way to see it. Because if you go and see how they wash, how they wash for janaba, you have to wash your private parts. So behind a barrier, they won't be able to see all that. Because she has to, as well, she has to wash, like pray and wash for 3 times, wash her hands and for all of it, and she has to wash her private parts because it's part of their belief, you see. So this Qadi Iyad, which is their cleric, so they talk about him all the time, right? Okay? That's what he said. Does it make sense to you, two grown-up ass men go into someone's house when the man is not in there, okay? I don't care if they breastfed, don't breastfed, I don't really care. That's you saying that, yeah? Because in the Quran, it doesn't mean what you do. In the Quran, something else, you see. But you don't read your Quran. That's why I keep coming back here and telling you to go and read your Quran. I'm not telling you to follow me. I'm not telling you I have all the truth. I might have some truth. You think I have some truth. But go and read your book. That's all I'm asking you to do. Read your book. So you're talking about the Prophet's wives. Prophet is a pedophile. He married this woman when she was 9. And then this woman is getting naked in front of grown-ups, right? Showing them how the Prophet does his wash. When this grown-ass man, they should have just gone and asked the Prophet. And why did she actually show them how he does it? She could have just explained it to them. You know what I mean? With words. Yeah, she could have told them, do this, do that, do that. What did she have? Did she have to bring water and do it? It's just stupid. It's just dumb. And you want me to follow this hadith? So I got my wife or my girl to get naked in front of grown-ups. But this lot, if you ask him, what's your wife's name? He goes mad. He goes mental. He probably throws acid on your face or something, right? But the Prophet, they always get pissed off when someone said anything about him, right? They actually talk about his wives. In the bedroom, getting naked in front of people, being married one day in line, how they have sex, how they sleep, how they do everything. So, debate this. It's your Allama, Al-Qadi Iyad. He was born in 400 and something Hijri. Go and see what he says about this hadith. But it's still in your books, in Al-Bukhari and Muslim. Still Sahih. So what are you going to do about this? How are you going to debate this? How? A lot of their idols trying to squeeze that, trying to explain it. No, it was a barrier between them. What do you mean a barrier? Al-Qadi said, if there's a barrier, what's the point of her doing all that act anyway? They can't see her. They can't see what she does exactly. Do you know what I mean? But that's why I didn't want to make any comments, because I'm telling you, Qadi Iyad, go and see him. Go and talk to him. Go. If you don't believe him, well, don't believe anything about him then. Just say he's lying altogether. He doesn't know what he's talking about, like you say it to me. I'm not educated like you say it to me. Go and tell him he's not educated, because all you know, yeah, is from him as well. Most of what you know about Sharh al-Hadith and everything is from him. So do you accept that or not? See, this is all mad, honestly. You have I won't call it a holy book like you call it. You have a book, a message that is being sent to you by your God that you saying you believe in, right? And it's clear. It's easy to understand. God said he will explain it to you if you're sincere. Right? But you don't read it. And whatever you do is all against it. Whatever you do is against it. These hadiths embarrass you. You're not going to comment. I know you know. You don't comment when you're embarrassed. Go and check out the videos. The ones that talk about hadith, right? Terrible hadiths. You don't see them, they hide. They hide. When you talk about their gods and their idols, they all come out with swords. Like they spread the Islam with a sword. Up to you, mate. You can believe whatever you want, right? But do not say it's from God. Do not say it's from God, because it's not. What kind of God does that? What kind of wife does that? Would you like it if your wife done it? Even to other... Is she breastfed with them or not? Do you do that in your house? Do you do that in your village? Do you do that anywhere? Let people just go into your house when you're not there and your wife getting naked in front of them? I don't... Even if they breastfed, yeah? Even if you believe if they breastfed, it's okay, yeah? So even if... there's another breastfeeding verse, I'm going to come to it as well. There's another breastfeeding... Because I'm going to do one at a time, right? So people can hear. So these converts, before they convert to Islam, they have to know what they're converting to. That's all. And any Sunni that he thinks he thinks a little bit, uses his head, he wants to wake up, then he should really listen to this. Hear his own hadith. They're telling him to, we have to follow. This is hadith. Yeah? See, can't win, man. You can't really win. You can't win. Your books are a mess. Your books are horrible. Degrading to the Prophet and his wives. This is in your books, but we go mad when someone says something about Prophet, draws a Prophet. You go mental, but Your own books are degrading the Prophet and his wives. Your own books. Why don't you just burn them or take this shit off them? Why are you keeping this shit in them books? Why? Why? Why don't you just clean all that sunnah, hadiths? Clean them. Just clean them all. If it was me, I'd just burn them all, but clean them. I just at least take this crap, right, out of them. It's been there for about 700, so about 800 years or 900 years, this Bukhari, the way we have it now, exactly the way we have it now, about 700 years, this shit has been in your books for 700 years. But you're proud of it. You're proud of it. Because it's hadith, innit? Can't live without hadith. Well, then again, we want to see you practice this. Practice this. Go and bring me two grown-ass men and take them to your place and see. Yeah? Let your wife does that to them. Show them this. It's sunnah, innit? You don't practice this sunnah, though. You don't like this sunnah, do you? You really don't. Because none of you would do this. None of you. It doesn't matter if you're breastfed or not breastfed. It doesn't matter, all right? None of you will practice this hadith, this sunnah. That means it's useless, isn't it? Your sunnah is useless. It can't be used. Because you said his sunnah and the people after him, innit? You said that. This is his wife. It must be a sunnah. Do this sunnah then. You're funny. You really are funny, guys. You can hide now. Okay, go back. Hide.